Earlier this month, this client booked a free strategy call. On that call, we mapped out a plan to get her credit score moving in the right direction. Because her payday was coming up the following week, we waited to implement the plan until after she got paid. Before any major changes were made, she removed herself from authorized user accounts that were maxed out. Just a few days after she removed herself from one of the authorized user accounts, it stopped reporting altogether, resulting in a small but meaningful 3-point increase, bringing her score from 600 to 603. This client juggles 20 credit cards. She has no late payments, so we're not dealing with missed payments, we're dealing with high credit utilization. If you have late payments, you can still use these strategies, but we have another video that shows you how to rebuild payment history. Check that out in the playlist. Our first focus was on micropayments. We made small payments throughout the month to satisfy the minimums before the due dates. This allowed us to shift our attention to the more important statement dates, the dates that actually determine what balance gets reported to the credit bureaus. Pro tip: you can usually find your statement closing date by reviewing past statements. If you haven't changed your due date, look at last year's statement for the same month, but be cautious around holidays and weekends. If the closing date falls on a non-business day, it may close early. Now let's walk through the real numbers. She got paid on May 9th. She waited a few days for peace of mind, then on May 12th, she paid $571 to her Credit One card. That statement closed on May 14th, so the timing was perfect. On May 17th, she withdrew funds from that card and transferred it to another card. She repeated that process 3 times. Not only did this help her score, but it also made her look less risky to future lenders. Now let's talk about the strategy behind this. Her current lenders might still hesitate to approve her for anything new because of the pattern high balances, over-the-limit usage, and only making minimum payments. But to new lenders with a rising score and lowered balances, she now looks responsible and creditworthy. The end goal here is to get 0 interest balance transfer offers. Because if she could stop paying interest for 12, 15, or even 21 months, she could knock down her balances by simply continuing the same monthly payments plus interest she's already making. This would put her in a much better situation than she is currently in. Let's walk through an example. She has a $1,000 Navy Federal card with 18% interest. That's about $15 a month in interest. Last month, the card reported a balance of $1,016 over the limit because she reused the payment before the statement closed. Not a missed payment, but still damaging. It showed as 101.6% utilized. This month, she planned to get the balance under 100% before the statement closed on the 18th. But the 18th was a Sunday, so the statement closed early, on the 16th. That's why you have to be careful of holidays and weekends and get your payments in before the expected statement closes to allow for processing time. Her card reported at $1,005, just $11 lower than last month. Not enough to move the score much, but a learning moment for next month. Now let's look at a larger credit card with a $10,000 limit at 14.9% interest. That's roughly $124 a month in interest. The minimum payment is $202. She's usually over the limit by $123 to $125. That's because she makes minimum payments early, but interest doesn't post until the statement date. This card reports on the last business day of the month, so our goal is to make the $202 minimum early, but also make sure the balance is low enough by the last business day to stay under 100% after interest hits. That means subtracting the projected interest from the credit limit to get our target balance. So why did her score jump so fast? Because she has 20 revolving accounts. More accounts means more activity, which means more opportunity for changes. If you only have a few cards, you might not see the same movement unless you strategic moves. But with this many cards, every smart move adds up. So you see, Even a few dollars can move your score in the right direction. You just need to know when to pay what, how long to leave it there, and what looks risky. Then find better ways of doing what you need to do without making yourself look unfundable. There are so many ways to get things done. There is no such thing as no, it just stands for new opportunities. So book your call, let's talk creatively. And this is just phase 1. Now that her score is up, we're preparing to open new strategic accounts, fund a Guardian life insurance policy for her legacy movement, and build her own private banking system using infinite banking techniques. Stay tuned to see what her score looks like by the end of the month, and how we help her turn that score into real financial power. Want a plan like this? Book a free 10-minute strategy session. Or download the free checklist we used with this client. We also have a tracker we use to see what move to make on credit card utilization. Just check the link below to see all the digital products. Mozak Consultants, strategy, structure, simplicity. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and share with someone who needs the information.